Hello, Dustin.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay, bro. How you guys doing?
We are excellent. It's great to have you on the phone today.
Thank you for having me on your radio dial, brother.
I'm here with my co-host Ton.
Hey there, how you doing?
Okay, how you doing, Don?
I'm doing great, thanks. So glad we got you here. You ready to answer some questions?
Ready to go, bro.
Awesome. Well, I guess we got to start at the beginning, right? How did you, can you tell us about how you kind of got started in wrestling?
Well, brother, actually, from the Fiji Islands all the way to the, Gilbert Islands, Marshall Islands, and stuff like that. And, I ended up in Hawaii, and that's when I got involved in bodybuilding, martial arts, and, started watch wrestling because my mom loved it, so she got me involved in it, and I started training, bro.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about working, around the territories when you started up during the '70s? I mean, what was that like?
It was great, but I started out, my first territory was Portland, Oregon, and I went there with the guy his name was Cowboy Frank Lane, Canadian boy, and we went to Portland, Oregon, and that's where I first started. I was there for like 8 years before I moved out to different territories, brothers.
Who were some of your favorite guys to work with back then?
Oh, my goodness. You're going back to the old school days now. Yeah. Bull Ramos, he was around. He was an Indian brother, And, there was quite a few. Dutch Savage, old school guy. And I'm very grateful that I got to wrestle with all these old school brothers because, you learn so much psychology from them,
Yeah, I'm sure there was quite a bit of learning that took place back then. So how did it then, I guess, move from those separated territories? How did you make your way into the WWF?
Well, actually, all these promoters, when they had territories all around the country, they would, because Don Owens was the promoter there in Portland, Oregon, Don Owens and Elton Owens. And, that's how the whole thing started for me. They called them up and they asked them if they can, have me for a couple of weeks or so, and that's how it all happened, brother.
Well, a lot of wrestlers will mention your match with Don Morocco at Madison Square Garden when he came off the cage. And a lot of guys say they were in attendance or they wanted to get into wrestling after seeing that match. How do you feel about when you hear people say things like that?
Brother, you know what? I love it so much, And, I'm very grateful that I could able to, teach the kids something and my wrestling ability and everything. Everybody's not the same. Everybody does their own thing. And I was very grateful to see Mick Foley, I didn't even see him, but I heard about it, later on that they were in the audience when I was in the cage match. And, but it was a great honor for me to hear that all these kids are, coming up into the business. And, I love it, brother. I really love it because that's what they want. That's what they want to do. And I wish them the best of luck,
Yeah, definitely. Well, one person we have to mention, your career is really kind of intertwined with Roddy Piper's. Can you tell us a little bit about your matches with him and leading up to the Wrestlemania?
Yeah, but well, actually, we started off with him teasing me with all this Polynesian, bananas and pineapples and coconut, and so I'm just looking at this guy Piper. I'm going, man, is this guy all right or what? So then finally pull up the last coconut, and before I knew it, he hit me on the head with it. So, I still have headaches still today, brother.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's how the whole deal started out, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun to be working with him and wrestle against him and everything, brother.
Well, can you tell us a bit about the the first WrestleMania, you were involved in the main event with Hulk Hogan and Mr. T. What were your thoughts on that match, and what was it like working with Mr. T and being in the corner?
Oh, brother, it was just so-so to me, you know, because I was really looking forward to being in the ring myself, but, you know, Mr. T came in, and I guess they kind of pushed me out of the way, you know, and, you know, to be outside, you know, be one of their managers and stuff, but, hey, brother, that's part of the game, and it's all over with and done, but I'm okay with it, brother, you know, for now.
And around that time, you know, wrestling was becoming such a huge thing in the culture. Did you ever imagine it'd become that big? You know, you'd have your own cartoons and your own dolls and that sort of thing? Or?
No, brothers, you know, I was so amazed, you know, just to be part of it and came in time for all this that's happening. But I love it so much, you know. I mean, these buildings are incredible. The Madison Square Garden, my goodness. I mean, you go to all these different towns and, you know, states and stuff, and you get into these big arenas, brother, and the fans, I mean, I love them so much, bro. You know, I just can't do enough for them, you know. I mean, there's a lot more for me to do for them just yet, you know.
Well, right around after WrestleMania, you left and you came to the American Wrestling Association. We're in Minnesota here, so that's kind of near and dear to us. What was your memories of working in the AWA?
I loved it, brother. I loved it. You know, it was awesome down there, you know, to be with all, you know, different guys, Ric Flair and all them. They were still in the wrestling school, you know, the Killer Bees and, you know, quite a few of these guys. So when they finally broke out of the wrestling school, then I got to, you know, have the privilege to wrestle against them, and, you know, they enjoy that I was in the territory, and, you know, they had a chance to wrestle against me and Don Morocco when we were tag team, you know, over there, and it worked out real well. I mean, it's fantastic that these young comers come up and, you know, you teach them, you know, things about our profession, and that's what they want, and, you know, you gotta have to give it to them, you know.
Well, eventually you made your way back to WWF and had a lot of matches with some of the younger guys, and one of those was the Undertaker's first WrestleMania match, and now he's, you know, 20-0. Did you ever think that that guy would be, you know, still around and you'd be on all these highlight reels of his WrestleMania matches?
Well, you know what, brother? It was a great pleasure for me, you know. But before we go any longer, you know who's going to be the guy to beat him?
Who's that?
Me. I'm the only guy that can beat him. You people know that, and I can do it.
So you might be, maybe in the next WrestleMania, we might see you show up and challenge him, huh?
Oh, you know what, brother? I'm going to be there. You know, I'm going to be there this WrestleMania, and I'm going to make sure that I tell him to his face, that beautiful brother. I said, it's about time, bro. Somebody that's going to break your record.
There it is.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
You stayed active in wrestling, you know, all through the 90s and even through the last decade, and you're still wrestling here and there, right? Do you plan on doing that for quite a while yet?
Oh, yes, brother. Right now I'm 69 years old. You know, I love it, and the brother's not done yet. You know, I'm just... you know, I took time off for my book and everything, and then I had my ankle done. And so now, you know, it's all set and ready. And so right now, I'm a Superfly Bionic Man right now, bro.
Superfly Bionic Man. Yeah, you mentioned the new book. Can you talk to us a bit about that?
Yeah, brother. Well, you know, I figured that, you know, it was time. You know, it was time for me to... sit down with my wife and talk about it, and John Chapman, he's the book writer. You know, we got together and talked about it and sit down at his home, sit down at, you know, my home at times and just, you know, go through it. And one thing I love about him, it was so great that he just brings me back memories about, putting all this stuff in the book since I was a young kid growing up. And you know what, brother? I love it. And, my first book, and, everything is nothing but the truth about this book, brother. I love it.
Excellent. Well, again, Jimmy, it's been an honor to have you on with us today. Do you have anything you want to leave us with?
Yes, brother. I would just like to tell all the wonderful people in this world, and the kids, be good. Don't take any drugs and stuff like that. Be healthy, be strong, work out for your future, whatever you're thinking about, because life is too short. And make sure you take care, number one. And I love you guys, and be good to yourself.
Excellent.
Thank you very much, brothers. Love you guys, man. Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you, brothers. God bless, man. Happy New Year.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.